Sometimes a sale can come along right when you need it to, and it can have that one grail you've been looking for. That was this sale. Cool. And three battle beasts. So cool. Thank you so much, Mr. Glenn.
Hey,
And I
thank
see
you. My cheek pile is like a big pile of pumpkins and stuff. It looks a lot worse than them out there. I work, Mr. Brown.
Let me get this thing out of here.
That's what I'm doing.
Wow.
They got some of them that's the old ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know if all of them there. I never had Transformers. I don't.
Transformers is one of my favorites.
And I never knew how to work them. I still don't know how to work them. So that's all in your ballpark, not mine.
This is another one of my things I like, Mr. Glenn. What if I told you I wanted this box?
I would tell you that box.
Before I start going over all the things I picked up at this sale, I wanted to give a special shout out and thanks to Mr. Glenn. He is usually a die-cast car and truck vendor, and there were tables of that at this sale. When I asked him if he had any action figures, he started bringing out a lot of boxes, which he hadn't intended on showing, but when I asked, they kept coming and I kept finding more and more things, so more boxes appeared. And what you'll see are 3 table loads of everything I picked up in this deal over 2 trips. So starting out, we have a DC Superpowers vehicle. My first ever Air Raiders vehicle. I've only come across this line once before. I believe we have a Power Rangers Megazord I'm not familiar with here. I'm really impressed by the articulation of this Marvel Legends Hulk figure. I mean, even the toes got their own articulation. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm not familiar with these 2 little guys, what line they're from, but they came in the bag with these Five Nights at Freddy's toys. Picked up an Alien and a Predator. Quite different than the ones I remember from the 90s, which were my favorite, but if I come across these at a sale, I'll pick them up if they're a good price. And by far my 2 favorite from this particular table load are the TMNT Technodrome, the true vintage one. I know they just recently released a reissue, but there's just something about having the one that has tested time, and you can see the kind of different shading of the Technodrome in the video, I think. But like most things in Mr. Glenn's lot, they were incomplete. As you can see, it's missing the eye on top, but that just makes for a different hunt later on. And here we have the Ghostbusters pack, which I'm really impressed. I never thought I'd come across one of the vintage ones before. And we have the goggles and trap here. Not sure if they're complete, but I'm pretty sure there's something that went on the ghost trap, but the button does still work on it. So there we have just the first table load. Now I'm going to show you what was in the bin full of Transformers. Okay, here we have everything that was in the Transformers bin, minus a few that are too broken to put up on the table because they're many pieces. But this is by far the biggest collection of Transformers I ever come across at any kind of sale before, and I just simply asked him, what did he need to have for the entire bin. Was happy with the number and decided to pick it up. Later on, I started going through piece by piece and seeing all the bots that I end up picking up. Even though that most of these are in parts only, I'm still happy with them because there are a few in here that I've never come across before or even imagine owning in any kind of condition. Namely the Omega Supreme tank. I know it's missing a lot of parts. Still happy with it. Always a fan of the Mind Wipe. Missing the little headmaster, but still pretty cool. I think this is my first Predacon and a parts only Metroplex back there. Pretty cool. And one other particular one which I'll get to later, but I'm still happy with these. Now what I've noticed with the newer ones, since they're so complex in their transformation, they kind of get stuck in a certain form, and I'm not too sure how to figure out how to completely turn back into a robot or the vehicle. I got one down here which I didn't put on the table because it's just kind of all wonky. I'm not sure how to get this Optimus back to truck mode. I'm not sure if he's all there. Don't think so, given that I'm pretty sure he has longer legs than this, but still. Just to give you an example of the other parts bots, we got a bag here with some pieces for a Perceptor and a Inferno. I'm not sure if people use parts from Transformers to help them rebuild the ones they got. And I think this is a Mirage in here. But overall, I was pretty happy with what I got. And I'll show you my favorite one here coming up. Okay, here we have the last part of this pickup. Got a few lines here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Some tech deck guys, I think they're called dudes. The vehicles I think are RoboCop and Cops and Robbers. I think we have a few figures from the Small Soldiers line, a few Organites. I don't remember the name of the girl from Atlantis. And Funko Pop Cell. More Five Nights at Freddy's. Donald, Mario. I want to say this guy is a Frankenstein figure. A little Boba Fett. A mini wrestling figure. Got some Z-Bots. I remember this line I was particularly fond of because they were the same scale as these guys. Some Muscle and a few more Marvel and DC guys. Foot Cruiser, I guess what this was called. I remember my brother had this growing up, so I offered to give him one because I'm pretty sure we lost this thing. And got a pencil sharpener from Chuck E. Cheese. And my all-time favorite part of this sale, minus the Grail coming up, 15 Battle Beasts. Well, 17 if you include the incomplete two right here. But given the value of these guys, which can go anywhere from, I want to say starting at 10, 15 if they have the little thermal rub, which most of them are missing, usually right there on the chest. But a lot of these are new to my collection of Battle Beasts, so I am quite happy with this amazing find. They were originally just caked in dirt and dust, but I've scrubbed most of it off. You still see a little bit of dirt here on the shark. I want to say cuttlefish squid guy, he was just completely black and brown, but I managed to get most of it off. You still see it a little bit on the sides, but these were an absolute gem to find in the bag in the video. So one grail that I've always looked for at the sales is the last Dinobot that I've yet to come across or ever find. It was in the Transformers box. It was nowhere complete, of course, given that most of these are like in parts kind of condition, but it is still a swoop, a Gen 1 swoop. Missing the all-important dinosaur head, but still like the look of the wings. They're a little beat up on the ends, but it has been a dream to find this figure for a very long time. Now I'm just going to work on either finding the pieces or finding a better upgrade altogether. But this is by far one of the best things I've ever found at a garage sale or estate sale, and I'm happy to pick it up considering how much he wanted. So basically spent less than $1 on this guy, and I think it's pretty worth it even in this condition. So with my last Dinobot here, which will go into the Dinobot case over there, and the amazing pickup of Battle Beast, this is by far one of my favorite toy pickups ever, and gonna have fun bagging up these guys, putting them in the personal collection. Some of them will be bound for the traders shows. Let's see if I can pick up other items of interest, hopefully some Battle Beast weapons. But there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you do, and feel free, please message. I like the chats with the subscribers and anybody watching the videos, and if you feel so obliged, if you want to help the channel, go ahead and click subscribe for me. But until next time, thanks for watching, everyone.